we were just discussing how long it's been since we've sat down and filmed one of these, and it was our 7 million hour epic Meet the Team video where you all got to know us a little bit more. This one might be a bit shorter.
Yeah.
We'll
Maybe.
see.
We can't promise.
See. Yeah. But we wanted to sit down and have a little bit of chat because we often talk about sewing in the office, obviously. But we wanted to talk a bit about where our inspiration comes from, about what we make, or maybe about what we plan to make and sometimes doesn't come to fruition. Because often the big inspired projects, I think, are quite exciting, and sometimes they don't get into your everyday wardrobe, but it's still fun to think about.
Yeah. It's a hobby in itself, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
And it's creativity at work, even just thinking it. Planning it.
Yeah.
I think so. Sometimes it sort of scratches an itch, doesn't it? When you can't be bothered to get your sewing machine out.
Yes.
But just having a little think, a little browse through Instagram or a little scribble down, just gets that okay.
Yeah.
I'll do the cleaning.
I do, that's my favourite thing. I do. I like to just plan and make, and then I plan the fabric and the pattern, and I just don't make it, and I just move on.
Do you not even buy the fabric?
No. I've thought about it for so long that I've completed it.
It happens.
And then maybe I like to think I squirrel away an element of it, and then okay, I'll put that in something else in the future.
Yes.
But really, no, I just live projects in my head. Never bother sewing them.
Why not? Yeah, it's a separate hobby, as you said. But we thought at this time of year we're all feeling a little bit sluggish, I think, with our sewing.
Yeah.
We have lots to sew in terms of samples and things, and those things need to happen. But our sojos are not bursting out.
Well, it feels like the season comes up quick, doesn't it, this transition?
Yes.
So you're suddenly in the middle of summer.
It's cold.
Yeah. And September's still really hot now in the UK, and you're still getting all the dresses and things, and then all of a sudden it's
it's cold.
That's the end.
You're done.
Yeah. But that actually, for me, that's when I feel I come into my own. Sewing layers and warm things. I'm not in summer. I like summer clothes and I like summer dresses, but my head starts turning as soon as the temperature starts to drop. I'm let's get sewing. Because now, this month I've got loads of ideas that I want to sew.
Give us
all I'm going to do is sew samples, I think, for the next few days.
True, that's the problem.
So I feel like the problem for me with winter is twofold. Partly it's because I lack the inspiration what to wear, but also I find it really hard to actually sew, when it's dark and cold. How do you feel?
And late. It feels late.
Feels late.
The day's shorter. That affects me for sure.
Does that not bother you so much?
Or? Not as much, no. I definitely have to get in and start sewing.
Yeah. Straight away. Don't do it too
So
late.
last night I sewed, and I think I only did it because I made my dinner the night before and I could just chuck it in the microwave.
Yes.
But if I had to go and cook or do a job or do a tour, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But it was just don't even. No, I stopped to feed the cat. That was the one thing I did. She wouldn't have let me sew otherwise.
During the
making of this blouse.
But that was it. Straight to the sewing room.
Nice.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So I think you have to have a bit more discipline. Just because there aren't as many hours in the day.
Just make yourself start.
Yeah. But as I said, I've got the the feels for it at the moment.
Because I always find with sewing, I don't know about you, but once I've started, because I always think, maybe I'll get the machine out and I'll just do a quick half hour. But then I can't stop.
Starting is everything. That's absolutely true.
Once
everything's out as well, just do a little bit more while it's all out.
And then you're I'm so close. I could always
finish just do 1 hour and then it's
3 a.m.
We've all been there. So I guess it's getting that little push to start. In the evening, in the cold, long, drawn evening.
Because I suppose it's inspiration in terms of what you want to make, but also feeling inspired to sew. And I don't know what. I think so I made this pussy bow blouse last night.
Beautiful.
So speedy. Love it. I'm so pleased with it.
Cotton lawn, right?
Cotton lawn.
I feel like you see lots of pussy bow blouses in viscose, but I absolutely love it in cotton.
I'm so pleased with it. And that came about because we've been talking about the pussy bow blouse a lot recently for some reason.
She's popped up.
So
well, I brought her up because I I basically had seen some fabric and I wanted to sew like in bamboo silk,
Oh,
no
yes.
stitch. Don't know if anyone else has seen that, but I've just
So beautiful.
it's
Fancy.
so beautiful, and because it's such a lovely, expensive fabric, you're like, oh, I want to make sure that whatever I choose to sew, it's gonna like do the fabric justice,
Yes.
and I'm gonna actually wear it. And I thought the pussy bow blouse in a silk
Yes.
would be really fancy.
love it.
Heavenly.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, because we've done the add-on, but I was thinking just the original one, which is the one
Yeah.
you're wearing.
Yeah, like the simplest,
Yeah,
most
simplest.
classic. Yeah.
Because I've seen so many people wearing silk pussy bow blouses online.
Very chic.
Very
So
chic.
chic.
So is that like people on Instagram, or is
Yeah,
that
it was-
TV stuff you've seen?
Well, it was someone. So it was Jada Pinkett Smith was wearing one
Oh,
in an
yes.
interview. And it was
Love that.
actually on Instagram that she sort of popped up, but then on TV as well because what's her name from Sex Education? She was also in the
Oh,
Fall.
Gillian
Anderson.
Yeah.
Gillian.
Gillian.
I never know.
She's very like her character's recently been quite very classy.
I
with
love her
silk
clothes.
shirts.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you know the Anderson blouse
It's named after
is
her.
named after her.
But from
So
a
that-
very dark series
Yeah,
called The Fall, which is
yeah.
very good but very dark.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I mean, you
the
can take
style is great.
inspiration from something.
Exactly,
She's a
you
very
can.
strong character. In
She is
there.
a very good
Yeah,
strong
she's
character.
not-
She's like bad.
She's
like,
not the bad thing.
No,
And even if she was like bad, people could wear
That's
nice
true.
clothes.
They
You
definitely
can still be inspired by the baddies.
We've all
I've
seen
seen
Miranda.
Killing Eve.
Yes.
She wears amazing clothes.
Yeah.
She's a baddie.
Definitely a baddie. And Miranda Priestley in The Devil Wears Prada. So
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
yeah, what's her name? The actress.
Yeah,
No,
she
she
didn't actually
knows
murder
Thank
people.
you. No, as far as you
As
know.
far as we
As
know,
far as
right,
they
you're
told us in the film.
But yeah, actually, baddies can have some really
Baddies
good.
have-
Yeah.
They do often get the best
Yeah.
outfits because they're like striking
Yeah.
and bold.
And powerful. There's lots of like angles and things.
Because you want to make a faux fur coat.
That's quite baddie vibes,
That's
isn't
quite
it?
bad vibes.
Yeah.
Main character vibes.
Mm.
That's a nice. It is going to be main character
For
vibes.
sure.
Yes, definitely.
But yeah, we were just talking about, as you can see, we all get our ideas, inspiration from different things. So we're wondering also out there, you guys, is it the fabric that starts an idea?
Yeah.
Is it the pattern? Is it a film? Is it a person, a celebrity? Yeah, it's. I think we've all had bits and bobs of everything. So even just with the Pussy Bow blouse, you had like 3 different angles, like the fabric, and you thought the Pussy Bow blouse, the celebrity, the
But I
character
think
in the
sometimes
show.
like you've maybe been thinking of that fabric for ages and it's just been there waiting.
Yes.
And then okay, suddenly you've seen that interview and it's
And you
like
put them
it's like-
together.
Yeah, and I've wanted to make the pussy bow blouse since. Was it we made the video when we released the add-on and we were trying it on?
yes.
And I
Yes, we
squeezed
do.
myself into it was the sample, so it must have only been a 12. So there's no way it fitted
really
me. But I was
good.
like, ooh, I'm kind of feeling this. And
Yeah,
that was the
that's
size
true.
that didn't fit. So I was like, I think I will really like it if it actually fits.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's a classic design.
Yeah.
I think it's so you can't go wrong with a Pussy Bow blouse. Honestly, you like it comes back all the time. It doesn't go out of style, but it
I
comes
know.
actually back very much in fashion every now and then.
Yeah. Well, this
So
it was one
funny.
of the. I might be right in saying that it was in the first collection
Yes.
that was first ever released. So it's like 12 years old
Whoa.
in our pattern collection.
Tried and tested.
So
I know.
much so.
I know. I think this video maybe should just be renamed
The Pussy Bow Blouse Appreciation
We've
Society.
just been talking about it a lot today.
Yeah.
But aside from
Aside
the Pussy
from that one.
Yes. Yeah. Has there been any? Have you guys got any particular makes that were inspired by something, or does your head usually like come at it a different way? Because we all kind of approach these things in differently ways, and that's the sort of thing we like sewing because of different things. Like
Yes.
some people like sewing to recreate something amazing. Some people like sewing because they like maths and
Function.
construction.
Well,
Whatever
yeah,
it might be.
Function-led.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're function led, you probably start with a pattern.
Well,
right?
yeah, it's pretty much always a
That
pattern,
makes
I think.
sense.
And normally it's a pattern that I've looked for because I'm like, I want
Oh.
a blouse that's like this.
This and that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This
So then you
detail.
do your research around the pattern, and
Yes.
then you do your fabric.
Yeah, not always, not strictly, but like sometimes.
You do have impulse makes
Yes,
as well.
exactly. Sometimes I see a pattern, I'm like, oh, I love it. But yeah, normally it's like I've thought of a gap in my wardrobe, and I feel like I'm not very eccentric and I'm quite practical, and like it's normally a practical garment.
Yeah.
I very rarely see something on TV and I'm like, I'm going to recreate that exactly like that. But I think
so guilty on that.
but I feel like my general mood is informed. But like I'll see like
Yes.
I'll watch like a film set in the 50s or something and be like, oh, I'm really in the mood for like vintage clothes, and I won't be like, okay, I'm going to make that exact blouse. But I'll be like, okay, that's more on my radar now, and I'll
More
have
style,
that more at the
isn't
front
it?
of my mind. Yeah, exactly. So I don't think I take things very literally
Yeah.
as inspiration.
You
but,
process
like,
them into what
What works for
works
you.
for you.
Yeah.
I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah.
She's much more sensible than what I am.
And also, I admire how you're always thinking about your wardrobe as a
whole. That's
Yeah.
so
So
true.
it's kind of like not sort of.
Yeah.
Like sometimes get nice dress. I want to get that. But then when you're thinking of like a top because it will go with this, and this,
Yes.
and I'll be able to wear it.
No,
and
that's
then you
really
choose your
important
colour,
to me.
like based on. All
Yeah,
those
but I think
things.
that's just like from things I've done in the past. Like I've like made something and I've loved it, but it doesn't work, so I never wear it. And
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
I
But you
don't have
learn
time for
from
this.
that.
It's a waste.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just
But that's
Yeah,
good that you're
process it.
learning from it and then
so.
not.
yeah, a little bit boring
Do the
though.
same.
I feel like there's room in life to like just make a really fun.
But I think
but
you
have,
do
like,
that for
parties and
occasions.
stuff, yeah.
You do that for occasions.
that's true.
Yeah.
It's good to have an
Like,
excuse.
Not a favorite pattern, but you made a beautiful Sicily slip dress.
Oh, that's so
yeah,
nice.
Felice's
That's
birthday.
not an everyday thing.
True, so I do like
You've
it,
worn it,
but I
right?
need the like
The prompt.
The prompt, exactly.
Yes,
I need
yeah.
someone just to be like, right,
Yeah.
and that's like I feel like we do that in these videos sometimes
Yes.
as well, and that's a good excuse for me because I wouldn't.
Yeah, to go
Do
out
that,
of
yeah.
your comfort zone.
Yeah, a
I'm
bit
saying,
low,
but,
yeah.
but it's more like to make something like so frosting was a thing a few years
Oh,
ago. Do
yeah.
you remember like sewing
Yeah.
something that it's not
It's
the
not the
cake,
base of
it's
the
not the
cake,
base
it's the
of the
frosting.
wardrobe, it's the frosting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that
It's the
hashtag a lot.
fancy, yeah, it's
so cool.
lovely.
It's like something a little like your fur coat, your fur Jessie coat. Faux
Will
fur,
be.
absolute
yeah, faux fur.
frosting. Faux fur. Specify.
That is like such a
That's
great
pure
place for
frosting.
inspiration. Looking on that hashtag.
Yes, I think
Because
it's so frosting. That's
I
what
think
it
it's
is.
so
yeah.
frosting. Yeah, we'll double check, but I think so. But I think it's one of those places as well where, like Jemima says, you might not look at one picture and be like, oh my god, I
No.
need to make that. But there's people have used so many amazing elements that you can be like, oh, I'll take that, or that cuff is amazing, or that
Yeah.
colour that someone's used that you wouldn't
It'll
think about
inform
using.
like the vibe
Yeah,
and the make.
yeah, definitely.
Nice. Worth a look.
Yeah.
I feel like you will like get very direct inspiration from a film, don't you?
Very much so.
I'm thinking specifically of your Barbie dress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my
You
Barbie
made,
dress
you
was
made
a
before
literal.
the film was even
Yeah,
out.
Yeah.
I saw
From
the trailer of the Barbie movie and I was like, I need that dress. Went online, looked for the fabric, looked through all our patterns, and amazingly, the Miriam dress with the Marilyn skirt from our Vintage Dreaming ebook, it's a mouthful, some of the patterns from our Vintage Dreaming ebook fit exactly like the design of the gingham,
Yeah.
pink and white gingham dress that Barbie wears. And that was one of those things that it was completely like on instinct. I was like, I need to make this. I need to make it. Where will I wear it? I don't know. I don't care.
You've
I
worn it
just
so
made it.
much.
And
Yeah,
I wore
yeah.
it
So many times.
like all summer, honestly. One of my most worn dresses. And I think that goes to show, like, I just loved it, so I made it work.
If you feel good in it as well,
Yeah.
then
Yes.
it works.
It works,
Yeah.
and also I wore it with trainers and like a t-shirt underneath, so it wasn't so Barbie. It still was Barbie. This is Barbie. Everything's Barbie at the moment. But like,
I think Barbie was a mood as well as a
Absolutely.
director's.
Was, is, forever will be a mood. Yes, I would say that I made that dress, which was directly like what I saw on the screen. I was like, I want it. I want to make it. And then I just made lots of pink things that just felt like they could fit in Barbie's wardrobe.
Yeah.
And I regret nothing. Nothing at all. But I also, another thing on screen that I love stealing from is Sex and the City and the new
Yes.
incarnation as well. I just love
Yes,
Carrie
yes, yes.
Bradshaw's style is completely
Iconic.
nuts and iconic. And she wears some crazy stuff that I love, some crazy stuff that I don't love, but I just love how they just didn't care. Like the costume designer just went, we're gonna
Yes.
create something. Probably no one would wear it in real life. But I just love the creativity of that. So I have made a few things inspired by Carrie Bradshaw's style. And I would say those two are the most screen inspiration derived things that I've made. But also fabrics. I'm led by fabrics. I'm led by
I feel like you're led by the colour purple.
A lot since I
But
done
you have like but it's kind of good in a way. Like you have
categories.
Yeah, you have a zone.
But do you like go shopping and like just buy lengths of fabric, not knowing what you're going to do with it? You just like that fabric, or
I have a vague idea, and usually thinking of our patterns because I know them best. I know like our catalogue quite well in my head, so I'm like, that could be a Leah dress or whatever.
Yeah,
but
and
it
if you
might
think
not
of
turn
something else
into
along the way.
it might change, but like vaguely,
so
I think I always, if it's like a dress fabric, I buy 3 meters, and that usually covers most of them. But like something like the penny dress, which requires more, I cut the skirt into separate pieces, and you make it work. You can change the sleeves, like usually.
And if because I'm not that fussed about like the sort of really following the pattern matching. And so I'm kind of can squeeze things out of other places.
Because you found some fabric in there, some odd places.
So I do quite like the challenge of like repurposing things and making. I like being able to make a garment out of something. So I found some fabric in a skip.
This is what we're all talking about.
I think I have spoke about it in another of our videos somewhere, but I'll talk about it again because I like it. It's a curtain fabric, and they had like laid it out so someone could take it because it was just really, really nice. So I took it home, picked all the spiders off, and and put it through the wash a couple of times. But curtain fabric is really like it's really hard-wearing, cotton. It was in really lovely print, and so I made some trousers.
They're so great,
and I do really love them.
They are amazing.
And a ruby skirt that I was wearing yesterday, that was fabric I found, and I don't know if it was curtain fabric or just the length of fabric that someone had not used and abandoned
from a charity shop.
From a charity shop, it's like a couple of pounds. I always look in like the blankets and curtain sections, and you can always find something.
Such a good tip.
And did like the patterns that you were going to use, did they just spring into your head when you saw it?
Not for the ruby skirt one. I just
was that sitting for a while?
That was sitting for a while because I was a bit like I didn't know what the fabric was. And all I couldn't see past, because it's such like a sort of 80s pattern, I couldn't see past like a really 80s like shirt.
Sometimes you
can't visualise what else it could be. But then when we released our ruby pattern, and I think because you made it in a thicker fabric, didn't you? What was the one?
Like a twill. So the ruby skirt is our free pattern if you sign up to our newsletter, and it's a lovely simple button-up skirt that you're wearing actually.
Oh yeah.
Show them a little bit.
I forgot about that.
This is made in a viscose, but I've made it in like a cotton drill or twill. I can never remember which one it is. But it works really well in stiffer fabrics as well.
I think it's actually better on
because you see
fabric.
the shape more. That's more flowy, which is also lovely. So you made...
So I made it out of that, because you only need like 2 meters of it.
Yeah, it's
for a
not
ruby skirt.
fabric hungry. It's really good.
I was
And
really
it has
happy with that.
That's good. So like for those things, you were kind of like fabric led.
Yeah.
Is that your general direction? Or is it everything?
If you could call anything a direction. I do. I think similar to you, and I love the planning and the ideas.
Yeah.
And I think especially working here, like
as
I'm fulfilling all the orders, I'm looking at what people are buying at the moment. I'm like, what about this one? And then I start thinking of what I would like to make, and then constantly loads of ideas, and I reckon I made like 2% of them.
I don't know. I feel like you're actually really good at just making something.
I think
you're like that Isabel. I feel like you're just like, right, I'm just gonna make that today.
And then you just hear this is our Isabel blouse, which is also a dress. I love that.
And sometimes I think like you do need to just stop thinking and just make something.
Just make something. Yeah, you're like, can you just do it?
Stop talking to us about it.
You're like, obviously you just have to like get it out of your head and just
create it.
But I was sorting out my wardrobe, and I realised that I didn't really have any tops. And then the Isabel one I've been wanting to make for a while, because you've got this sort of scattered spots in the dress.
So
I've just made the top version, and I'm really pleased with it.
It's lovely. And very important.
Oh yeah, tell us your hack.
Oh yeah. So these are not real buttons. I've only achieved proper buttons on a shirt like once without my machine.
But it's the machine, it's not you.
Yeah.
Because I feel I'm the same. Like we're sharing.
And I think because I've used a really floaty fabric, I just looked. I was like, that's never going to work. It's going to be chaos. But because the neckband's quite wide, and I made it in. So this is the bigger size range of the 18 to 30. Usually I do the smaller and do an FBA, and I just went bigger because I quite wanted it loose, and you literally just pull it on and off. So
That's great.
I actually used the machine for the first time to sew buttons on.
Just like zigzag.
Yeah.
So the actual buttons, yes.
Yeah, so I just put the.
Nice.
I basically, they're not. I didn't sew it all the way through, so I did it everything, and then just like did the machine and just attached it on each button.
Yeah.
And I actually got these buttons from a charity shop as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Where was this fabric from? Was that from a random? Was it like
No,
in the
that
stash.
was
off a tree?
It was in a
or-
stash. No, I bought this. I paid money for this. No, I got it in the sale from is it Rosenberg.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh, at the show.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Very
So
nice.
good. Rosie, I feel like you're working on something that is a little bit fabric inspired, a little bit TV inspired.
Yeah, it's
right?
everything.
It's a bit of
everything. This is my Sorrento jacket extravaganza.
Yeah.
Cannot wait.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to see this.
Which,
I feel like we're all invested in
Yeah.
it.
yes, I think you guys.
We've
did.
been through the journey.
Yeah.
And me constantly talking about it for like 6 weeks.
Yeah, but we love it.
So it's gonna be. I talked a little bit about this on Instagram, so you might have seen. But I got some fabric with kittens on.
Cute, actually.
I love cats. I love kittens, and I couldn't resist. And I thought it might become a bag. So this, I guess, the fabric purchase was very, very fabric led.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I need it for something. But I didn't know what until I saw Vicky on the Sewing Bee wearing the kitten fabric as an outfit, and I was like, oh my
jacket and
god,
trousers,
yeah, jacket
right?
and
Oh.
But
trousers.
did you already have the fabric at that point?
No, I hadn't. I'd had it in my head and in my
Basket.
eBay.
And then that like pushed you.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll get it. I'll
But
get
there
it.
you go, that's inspiration from TV.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's true. And then, yeah, I was going to make a Sorrento jacket out of it anyway, but then I was watching Sex Education on Netflix, and in the first series, Maeve, one of the characters, has like an oversized jacket. So it's not like the Sorrento, it's not a denim jacket, it's a bit more 80s, oversized with fringing.
Oh,
Dreaming.
like leather?
And
Is it made of leather?
Or like here.
Or like the, I don't know if it's leather, it
can't
looks,
remember.
it might be leather.
But
It's got
definitely
this sort of
fringed.
style of one of those tracksuit jackets from the 80s, like
Yes,
quite big.
okay, yeah.
Which is not something I would wear, but then I was like, oh my god, fringe jacket.
The fringing.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like I took the
Yeah.
kittens,
Yeah.
I took the fringing, and then I thought I should be sensible and have something plain to bring them all together.
Yes.
So it's going to be black on the outside, kittens on the inside, and then fringing.
The joy of that jacket when you
Um,
take it off.
Exactly, yeah,
So
but
good.
also functional.
Yes.
It'll work. I wear a lot of black, I
Yeah.
wear a lot of dark colours and things
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
and it'll go really,
It's like
really
best
well.
of both, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Just like, ooh, kitchen.
Yeah.
And the fringing, but on a plain
Yeah.
Yeah.
jacket, so it's not.
Is it gonna be like black fringing on a black jacket?
It's, yeah, so the fabric, the outer fabric I got from Sew Me Sunshine. It's that
Oh, it's the lovely
Ventana,
one.
Ventana twill. Oh, we've all used
So,
it for
so
something,
nice.
and it's so good.
And it's the black is so like
Is it
deep.
deep black?
It's
Is it?
so
Oh,
rich,
it's good. I
and
love
then
that.
the fringing I think officially is like midnight, so it's almost got a bit of blue,
Okay,
Oh,
that's
okay.
good.
That's
though.
nice.
so it'll look just a little bit
Silver,
different.
yeah.
But then I got enough fabric to make some Peggy trousers out as well, so I'll have
Oh
black
wow!
Peggies.
So you can have a suit, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
You could use the kittens in your pocket.
Exactly.
Oh,
I think I might have to
just
get
a secret kitten in the pocket. How cute!
If only that was real. But that was kind of
So
fabric
nice.
and
Yeah.
TV inspiration.
Basically, what I think it is you had the idea already, and TV went, do it.
Yes. Yeah, I think
TV
it was.
convinced you on the
Yeah.
fabric, on the fringing.
That's it. I guess it's the thing with sewing, isn't it? Rather than buying clothes in the shops, is that you don't often get to see what you're making
No.
before you make it. That's like the
Yeah.
That's
downside.
such a good point.
And getting inspiration from TV and other people means actually you've got a little
can
bit of a
visualise
hint.
it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a very good point. I've
Because I
never
think
thought of that.
because I think that's one of the trickier things of when you start out sewing is that it's really hard to visualize what things are going to
Yeah.
look like in like a certain weight of fabric or a different
Yes.
color or a slightly different cut.
I think you get used.
You get so much better
at imagining it.
Absolutely, yeah. But things like TV, film, people on the tube.
People on the tube. You were a big one for people on the
Oh, my
tube.
goodness,
You have admitted to almost taking pictures of people.
Yeah, oh, so close. I'll go and be like, because there was that lady that was wearing something like the vintage shirt dress.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, I saw this woman. She had this on. But it's nice to see it out in real life.
Yes.
People wearing stuff. I think it definitely does help.
True.
And then you can kind of either go and seek patterns out or work with patterns you already know to try to tweak things towards whatever you've seen, whatever you want to make.
I do that a lot with our patterns because obviously I'm very lucky I have access to our catalogue. So if I get something in my head, I'm like, what favourite patterns can I use?
Yeah,
but you
there's
can do
usually
that with
something.
your stash. Like, we've got something for everything. Literally, there's so many patterns. So you will find something, but within your own stash, whatever patterns you've got, I think if you get an idea in your head, do go through your patterns and think, what do I already have that I can use to Frankenstein together that dress that I want to make? Like, usually, I'm sure, if you've been sewing for a bit, you'll have something.
Yeah. You do need to be more organised in your patterns, I think.
I've become a bit better organised since using Stash Hub. That's my organisational thing, because before it's like, just a mass of paper above my desk. I'm like, God knows what's in there. Now I tend to write down what I've got.
That's really good.
Really good. It helps. But something fun that happened that wasn't inspired by TV, but we then saw it on TV, which was very trippy. So Rosie made my beautiful Jessie coatigan, which has the lining, which we brought out recently as the add-on lining. It's beautifully lined in our Esmeralda Twilight viscose, but the outside is this amazing giant houndstooth wool mix, which we saw together in Woolcrest, right? And so Rosie made this coat, I loved it straight away, and then I'm watching Only Murders in the Building, which is on Disney Plus, I think. Really fun series, and Selena Gomez is in it, and in she walks in literally this coat.
It was like that week. Was
that was inspired by you.
Basically, she doesn't know it, but yeah, it made me so happy. I really like what she wears on that show. Like, it's really fun costumes, especially coats and jumpers. We were saying as well. So that was fun. That was like reverse inspo. Like, I don't know what to call it, but it was really fun.
I think that when you're getting inspired by stuff, one of the problems I have is remembering it all.
I have to make a note. I have to take a screenshot. I screenshot everything. I don't use Pinterest that much apart from work, but you do
I do a bit of
Pinterest,
Pinteresting. I do quite like Pinteresting.
I think that's a good idea.
A lot of screenshotting, a lot of saving on Instagram.
You've got your notebook as well. That you
I do, I've got one of those notebooks that's got like fashion croquis outlined in it, because I mean I can do general sketching, but I am not like a proficient person at art or drawing or anything. But that really helps in drawing out like what you want to make and making it look right. I mean,
so
they're not
the shape of the body underneath.
That's it. I mean, the one I've got is just like a typical fashion-y one, so it's probably like an 8 foot tall woman that doesn't exist. But you, I know there are companies that work with like creating your own as well as to your proportions.
It's so cool.
And that's really cool, because then you can have your own printout of your own shape.
I actually did that, like from a picture though, from a picture of myself, and traced out the picture, and
I
then
did that in lockdown. Did you? Yeah. And then I drew around.
It was really good. I just stopped having time. I stopped having time to draw my ideas. Woo. But no, saving on Instagram, very useful. Pinning on Pinterest. Don't forget about them, because maybe you want to make it like you see a coat you want to make this winter, you don't get round to it.
It pops up somehow next winter. You're just scrolling through. It's great, and I think because we often will share photos, it'll be like, oh my god, did you see what so and so made? And it's so nice to just have like the community of other sewers that you can
to inspire you. I do get I very much get inspired by stuff, not directly, but like things that other sewists make on Instagram.
Yes,
They give
100%.
me ideas, maybe hacks. I get inspired by hacks for sure. And and maybe seeing a fabric that you've seen around, you haven't bought it, a bit like your cat's, your kitten one.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I've thought about it, but do I actually want it? And then you see
like,
someone
yes.
who's made it into something, you're like, yeah, definitely. And so that's really useful, like searching hashtags and things like that. Hashtags for the pattern that you're interested in making,
Yes,
but
100%.
also, I don't know, leopard print. Houndstooth. I'm really into houndstooth at the moment with this guide and many other things that I'll be making. Or houndstooth.
Yeah.
So,
And I think like chatting in general, I mean, we're very lucky that we see each other a lot and we all like to talk about sewing.
Yes.
And I think a lot of my inspiration comes from just chats that we have over a coffee.
100%.
And like a lot of enabling happens.
I would say a lot of sewing. It's just FOMO because you'll be both talking about the picture of your blouse. I'm like, I want one.
What haven't I been? Wow.
Yeah.
So if you can find like-minded people to talk to, I think that unlocks so much rather than sort of sitting on your own and scrolling, which is great, and you get loads of stuff from that. But just
even
having a
like
bit of an
non-sewists as well.
yeah, just about like clothes
style,
in general is nice. Yeah, and like what people feel comfortable in and what they're thinking about. Sort of half. I always think it's a bit half function what you need in your wardrobe, and then half fun. And if you can find that crossover, then you'll kind of love everything you make.
It's true.
It's true. Yeah.
Oh, what a beautiful note to end on. So let us know in the comments what inspires you. Have you ever made something like to literally copy something that you've seen on the screen, on a magazine, I don't know, anything? Let us know, and make sure that you like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll be filming something else very soon, I'm sure. I can't remember what it is, but it's still in the calendar. And we'll see you all again very soon. Bye.
Bye.